as much by its people as its food, isn't it? Ever since being fixated on Korean dramas, I've also come to be fascinated by their food, and they feature in a big way in their dramas and movies. I haven't come across a Korean drama that doesn't have a healthy dose of their staples, and all their gastronomical delicacies makes me crave some food items even more. So here I am in front of you guys with a list of 10 most tempting Korean foods that I wish to try, and all this inspired by their dramas and films. And before we go on with the video, a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, for liking and watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much you guys for sharing your love. And if you're someone who hasn't, then what are you waiting for? Please click on the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And if there's any questions you have, please feel free to leave it in the comments, or you can also send them to me by mail. And yes, let's quickly get on with the video. The first item on my list is the fish-shaped red bean bread. I have seen this sweet roadside snack in many dramas so far. I have a sweet tooth, and that makes me crave this snack even more. I believe it's called taiyaki as well, but I just can't remember where I had heard that name. Also, the typical shape of a cup given to it makes it look quite interesting. Moving on, the second item on my list is kimbap. And I might be mistaken, but I have seen in quite a few instances that G is pronounced as K in Korean. This is not an unfamiliar item. However, what I found different in the Korean version is that it's also eaten as a whole roll as well as in small sections. The whole idea of fish rolled in vegetables covered in seaweed paper makes it seem like a wholesome meal. The third item on my list is jjajangmyeon. Jjajangmyeon is black bean sauce noodles, and from what I can imagine it to be, it must be a sweet and savory dish. The image of it being served in those green bowls along with radish kimchi makes it look so appetizing. It's interesting how all these food items seem so familiar to me even though I have never tasted them. Well, moving on to the next item, and that is fish cakes. These two seem like roadside snacks, and I have always seen them being served hot on long wooden sticks. That snake-like curved pattern from being skewered is the image that's coming to my mind right now that I'm talking about them. There's one confusion I have though. Are they served boiled or fried? The even creamish brown color that they have makes it seem like they are served boiled. However, my gastronomical intuition tells me that they must have been deep fried in oil. Cheibal, please let me know which is the case. You might be thinking, why didn't she just Google this information? Well, you are right, I could have. But I refrained myself from doing so because my main intention is to have a conversation with you guys on these. And that's also one big reason why I make these videos. Okay, now moving on to the next item. And what do you think it could be? This next item is japchae noodles. These look like glass noodles to me, stir-fried with lots of vegetables. This too makes an appearance in many K-dramas. And what I find interesting is how everything is mixed by hand and not stir-fried in a wok. Moving on, this next item is something I feel my Indian taste buds would find most familiar in taste. And what do you think it is? And yes, it is tteokbokki. These are rice cakes in a spicy sauce. From what I've seen of tteokbokkis in the Korean dramas, they look very similar to the spicy Indian curries that we have here. The rich reddish orange colored sauce smeared cakes look so enticing. I just wish I could fly right away to South Korea and taste all of these items. Anyway, moving down my list, the next one is braised potatoes. These I think serve as a side dish, and they almost seem like a sort of comfort food. The reddish brown colored diced potatoes smeared with sesame seeds reminds me of Ji Chang-wook having them so fondly in Healer. And that was the first time I had seen braised potatoes. This next item in my list appears in every birthday. And without any guesses, it is seaweed soup. I have seen various characters in Korean dramas having this almost ceremoniously on their birthdays. I believe there's some sort of cultural significance why it's mandatory to have seaweed soup on your birthday, and this makes me quite interested in this simple yet healthy green bowl of goodness. Moving to the next item on my list, it is bibimbap. This I believe is mixed rice with lots of vegetables and meat, and the very spicy gochujang paste with a generous dose of sesame oil. This too I have seen almost always being mixed with a spoon instead of in a wok, and it definitely looks like a good and tasty and spicy dish to have. This last item, or items you can say, is a pair of drinks I have seen so frequently appearing in many K-dramas. First drink I think is called W, because that's the most visible, evident part in the label of this drink. And I believe it's some sort of a health drink. This almost looks like tea or maybe barley tea. And the second drink is called Toretta. This may be some sort of a juice or flavored water. No, it's more cloudy in appearance to be flavored water. One thing's for sure, both these drinks are shown as a healthier choice, and the actors just keep sipping on them from time to time. Well, yes, that's my list of top 10 Korean foods that I'm dying to try. I would lastly like to make a mention of the ice creams that I have seen. In almost every instance of the ice creams, I have seen that they are sipped out of plastic bottles. And that makes me wonder, these are more milkshakes than ice cream? Let me know, you guys. And yes, well, with all of those food items making me hungry, and they must have made you hungry as well, so let's go have our meals quickly. And yes, let me know, you guys, what is your top 10 list of food items that you wish to have, or if you are a Korean, or if you are someone who already has had one or more of these items that I have discussed today, then please share your thoughts and opinions with me. I would be so glad to hear from you guys. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you found this relatable, enjoyable, helpful, anything positive. Please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It makes the world to me to hear from you guys. It makes me so happy to see even a single like on my videos. It just, you know, lifts up my spirit like anything. And yes, and on that happy note, I will take your leave today. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep having a lot of good food. Yes, Saranghae.